Hey, welcome to J Ray Barbecue. I'm Jason. Happy Independence Day. Today we've got spare ribs, baby back ribs, fall off the bone style. Let's get the smoker rolling. All right, let's go ahead and season these up and get them ready for the smoker. I'm gonna start with some salt and pepper on the backs. Not a lot, just enough to get it covered on the backs here. And then I don't have my garlic mixed in, so I'm gonna hit it with the garlic too. A little bit of garlic on the back. All right, now I'm gonna flip them, do the other side the same way. Now, as most of you can tell, these two are the baby backs. These two are St. Louis spare, and these two are St. Louis spare. So same thing, salt and pepper first. We're not doing a heavy dose, just a little, enough to get a little flavor in there. And same thing with a little garlic. Now, if you have a barbecue rub that already has salt and garlic in it, don't do this first step. I'm using the Killer Hogs rib rub, and it has, I don't think it has much of either one of those in it. It may have a touch of garlic, but it's not enough because this is more of a sweet rub. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a heavier dose on these on all sides. We'll start with this front side, top side. And you can tell I've already trimmed these up. So the St. Louis style, I had to trim it up because it had the area right here. I cut off the tip side and cut that off, and then cut off a cartilage type bone on this end. You don't necessarily have to do that, but I like to do it just because to me those areas just get burnt up, and that tip area, I'll take and cook that meat separate on the smoker, but it doesn't take near as long to cook. So let's get it here. Well, let's let these hang out here for a minute and get a little sweat going on them, and then we'll get them on the smoker.
And as you can see on my smoker here, I have installed a airflow diverter underneath, and I made it myself just out of foil and like a couple of Traeger foil pans. And the bread I put on there was to test the airflow and make sure the areas were not getting too hot, and where the hot spots were. Here I am. I'm going to put the ribs on here. I've got the smoker running at 275, and we're going to keep it at 275 for probably the first couple hours, so maybe a little longer. We'll see how long it takes to get these ribs to have a nice mahogany color. I can't say enough good things about this Oklahoma Joe. It cooks pretty evenly, and you do have to watch the firebox a lot and make sure you're getting good heat coming out of it. But you know, It's an offset, small offset, and it cooks well. This was about 2 hours in right here, and you can tell that they're starting to develop a little bit of color, starting to sweat a little bit. So you can see I also removed one rack because it was too hot right there next to the firebox still, even after the diversion. So I put that log there to kind of divert the heat. And now it's been about 3 hours, and I'm pulling these off, and you can see the bones starting to show, and they're looking a little rubbery. So they're coming along well. We're going to take them inside here, and I'm going to show you how we're going to wrap them. I'm going to keep that smoker about 275. And you can see here I've stacked up my foil really well. I used 1/4 of a stick of butter and put that down on the foil. Then I'm putting the Blues Hog Championship sauce down there. And then I'm going to put a little bit more rub, and that's the Killer Hogs. And once you do that, we're going to take the ribs and we're going to put them face down right there. And then we're going to fold this, I'm going to add a little more rub, and then we're going to fold this foil up, and you'll see pretty neatly. And I'm going to keep them face down in the butter and the sauce. I just take it one way, fold it this way, flatten it out, fold it the other way, flatten it out, and then bend the two sides up. And that will lock it in, and it'll keep some heat in there too. In fact, a lot of heat, because you're going to see in a minute when we pull these off that they are legitimate fall off the bone ribs. And that's the last one there. And we're going to take these out and put them back on the smoker. Probably for about 2.5, 3 hours. Maybe 2. We'll see. Alright, we're at 276 here. You can see that that Oklahoma Joe's got a good draw going. I'm going to slide these back on here, and they're going to stay until I check them. And I think it's about 2.5 hours. Probably 2. Alright, now check these out. We pulled them off. I'm going to open it back up. And these things are so fragile that you're not going to want to handle them with your hands. You can see I'm working with the foil here, and I'm just going to turn it over right onto the pan, and they're just going to stay like that. If I grab a hold of the bones here, they're coming right out. And I mean, that's a good looking rib right there. It's already looking good. Let me get this other one out here, and then I'll show you how we're going to glaze them and then stick them back on so we get that sticky stuff on top so it's ready to go. I mean, just look at the ribs protruding out of the side of these. I mean, it doesn't get a lot better than that. And this one right here was the one that was closest to the firebox, and it did get a little dark on that one side, but it was that only one, and to be honest, I don't think anybody could tell the difference anyway. Not a competition, so 4th of July ribs, that'll work. I did pull a little bit of the burnt stuff off, so I'm just gonna put some more of the sauce on here, both of them actually, and I'm going to use the basting brush, and we're going to brush it on real good. And make sure you get these things basted all the way, because you're going to want more of the sticky stuff. And that's the sauce. And these right here, if you got a boss that's mad at you, you make him some of these, you're going right back to the top of the list. Because these things, I'm going to tell you, everybody loved them. And there they are. They're back on. You're getting sticky. I think we left them on probably about 10-15 minutes just to get that sauce sticky. And right here, you can see this thing. This bone comes right out of the side. And I'm tasting it here, and I tasted plenty of it that day. It was, I mean, these things were great. I mean, phenomenal. So, get yourself some of these. Just, it doesn't matter. Baby backs, St. Louis style ribs, it doesn't matter. You can do them all this way. I'm going to post the full recipe below, along with all the ingredients we used, and timing, temperatures, and all. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment below, like, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.